These are all allegories of our day star. Ironically, the term day star has been adopted by many Christian churches around the world. Jesus is the day star, the King of Kings. Another star that challenged this day star for the light of the morning was called the morning star, known to us today as the planet Venus. Because this morning star challenged the light of our sun, the day star, or Jesus, it was known as Lucifer. What is the significance of being born under a star? Horus was born under a star to the Virgin Isis. Jesus was also said to have been born under a star to a virgin mother. This is all part of a microcosmic personification of an event occurring in the sky in the morning hours of December 25th.
It's a clever way to represent that which is above and that which is below by depicting the actual star and the personified deity. The ancients created entire cultures and mythologies around these ideas, known as astrotheology. And because the heavens reflect the will of the great architect, man has been in constant attempt to reproduce on earth what is seen in the heavens. In the typical Christian version of this story, 3 wise men follow this star to the birth of the newborn Savior. And what is this star, and who are these wise men or 3 kings following it? And does this star somehow lead these 3 kings to the birth of a sun god? The answers to these questions are literally written in the stars. During the Christmas season, you can go outside at night and look to the east, and there on the horizon you will see the real 3 kings of the east. And they'll be following the brightest star in the sky. And these stars mark the location where the sun will rise on Christmas Day. This was even more obvious 2,000 years ago when these legends began, but they can still easily be seen today. These stars will not be in this location at other times of the year. They sweep down to form this alignment during the solstice, or during the Christmas season. It's rather precise, actually, and you can see it with your own eyes. If you go outside during the evening in mid-December, look to the eastern horizon, and wait until you see Orion's belt rise on the horizon, you'll notice that it's been dark for quite some time while you wait for this to happen. But if we wait 1 month and go outside during the evening in mid-January, the sky will look completely different. Now, when you look to the eastern horizon and wait until you see Orion's belt rising on the horizon, you will notice that it's too light outside to see any stars, and Orion's belt cannot be seen on the horizon. But if we go back to December 24th, Christmas Eve, and you go outside and you wait until you see Orion's belt appear on the eastern horizon, you will notice that these 3 stars appear to begin their journey across the sky immediately at dusk. This constellation rises on the horizon just when the sky is dark enough to expose the stars. And these stars travel further across the night sky on Christmas Eve than they do any other night.
On this midnight, also on the eastern horizon, you will see Virgo, the Virgin, peeking her head above the horizon. By 3:30 a.m. on Christmas morning, the Virgin is completely above the horizon. She then takes her position. She prepares to symbolically give birth to the sun after stepping on the head of serpents, the celestial serpent, with her foot. The morning sun will rise just below Virgo on this particular morning, as though she were giving birth to it, the mythological birth of the sun god, born of a virgin. After the sunrise on Christmas morning, the bird, Aquila, will appear to be standing on the sun. If we swing around to the west at this very moment, we will see the serpent Hydra winding its way around the horizon. This brings us back to the symbol of the Yggdrasil tree with the bird above and the serpent below. This symbol will be predominant throughout this video. The tree is now branching out into the heavens above the earth. Symbolically, the Yggdrasil tree is growing to represent the world tree. The further we zoom out from this philosophy, the Yggdrasil tree becomes the axis mundi, otherwise known as the axis of the earth, branching out into the stars and churning the milky heavens. This is symbolic of the polar opposites of the earth. Because the earth is tilted on an axis, the stars appear to rotate around the North Star at night. Not only does the earth spin upon this axis, but due to the gravitational pull of the sun, moon, and other planets, it also wobbles like a top on this axis. One complete wobble has been called a great year, a stellar year, a planetary year, and the precession of the equinoxes. One complete great year takes roughly 25,800 years. This 25,800 year period is divided into the 12 houses of the zodiac, making the 12 ages, just as a normal year is divided into the 12 houses of the zodiac to make 12 months. As a result, we enter a new great month, or new age, every 2,150 years. Just as a normal year has 12 months, the great year has 12 ages, and they are marked with the exact same signs that we are all familiar with. But unlike the commonly understood procession of the equinoxes, which runs forward through the zodiac in the normal monthly progression or procession, during the precession of the equinoxes, we go backward through the zodiac as we enter new ages. By working our way backwards through the zodiac, we may begin to understand how the signs of the zodiac have affected symbolism throughout history.
Everybody knows that Christianity is a kind of Judaism, a very extreme, almost ridiculous form of Judaism, with the Messiah given a quite non-Jewish slant and so on and so forth. Now, to an historian, religious historian, most important thing is to know where these ideas came from and how they were fused.
All of the zodiac signs are governed by the four elements. Earth and water are elements that are considered to be feminine in nature. We've all heard of the earth being called mother. Another name for the seas is marine, taken from Latin mare or mare, meaning sea. So this feminine, water-bound sign marking the age of Cancer can be seen as a representation of the matrilineal structures of that age. Call it a coincidence, but for some 6,000 to 7,000 years ago, we were mostly matrilineal and egalitarian in our social structuring. It was an egalitarian society, where men committed to the society as a whole because of the matrilineal structuring. The end of the age of Gemini, with the twins, also happens to mark the time period of the end of matrilineal, egalitarian social structuring, where males and females were equals, or twins, so to speak. The bull then became a symbol of patriarchy about the time of the age of Taurus, symbolized by Lord Krishna with a bull. Bulls were also sacred in the patriarchal Egypt, and in ancient Persia and Rome, in many statues and paintings you will see Mithra stabbing the bull, taking humankind out of the age of the bull, or rather, out of the age of Taurus.